Harbaugh now heads to the Los Angeles Chargers.
He wins everywhere. He wins, period.
Justin Herbert, he's a crown jewel.
Well, you guys better enjoy this.
Quick snap, Herbert to throw. Has a man, touchdown!
The fans loved it.
You have to love what you're seeing on tape if you're a Chargers fan, especially for the future with Justin.
Herbert on the move and throws and touchdown.
I was just trying to show off.
We're going to be known as world champions. And we're going to do it or die trying. Don't let the powder blues fool you.
Who's got it better than that?
Playoff week, folks. It's frickin' playoff week. Don't let the powder blues fool you, folks. Welcome back to the Charger Chat. I'm your co-host, Wolldog, sitting with my buddy, Kev Huggin Duggan.
What's up, Wolldog?
Oh, my God. Folks, first and foremost, before we get into anything right now, Kyle the Coach Duggan can't be with us right now. The fires in California are out of control. It is devastating to watch all of the travesty unfold right now in California, and Kyle the Coach Duggan is being affected by that. He's okay, his house is okay, but he's without power right now. So he can't be with us, unfortunately. We will get him in for a bolt prediction, so
it's an important bolt prediction. We got to have him.
It's very important. This is playoff bolt prediction, folks. So if you're like, oh, Kyle's not here, I'm not watching this episode. It's playoff week, dude. Yeah. Just hang with us, all right? We're going to have some fun.
That bad.
Yeah, listen, we can't all be as good looking as Kyle. God almighty. I know it's a hard mug to look at, but just listen to the audio for Pete's sakes.
We're 6 years older than him. We've got extra lines.
This is what Kyle has to look forward to.
Yeah.
All right?
Get ready. You're
thinning
11
hair,
of the podcast.
Gained weight. All right, folks. Well, we've got a heck of an episode lined up for you. We've got obviously tons to talk about for playoff week, and we've got a Craig experience lined up for you as well. So let's waste no time. Start at the top. As mentioned, the fires in California are not, just affecting people's livelihoods. It's affecting the training and the practice for the Chargers right now. They, as everyone has seen, the Bolt setup has got a big outdoor area, and I mean, they're taking shifts, basically. Daniel Popper pointing out that players are in masks. Sienna skies, ash floating in the air. It's an eerie scene for the Chargers' final practice before they leave for Houston.
Yeah, it's rough, dude. And a shout out to everybody that's being affected by this. I know there's a lot of Charger fans being affected by this right now, and it's not, maybe football's not the first thing on your mind, right, with everything going on. So we're with you. We're so sorry. And the Chargers are dealing with it too. So hopefully they can make everyone feel a little better. Saturday evening, we're all feeling pretty good.
Yeah. No, we did see that the Chargers, they donated $200,000 towards the relief. And then they've also got a call out to the fans charging up to the playoffs. Fans attending Charge Up to the Playoffs event can donate any of the following items to support those impacted by the fires: bottled water, blankets, new or gently used clothes, first aid kits, hygiene products like soap, shampoo, deodorant, saline solution, toothpaste, toothbrush, hand sanitizer, baby supplies, diapers, formula, wet wipes. I can't imagine having a baby and dealing with any of this insanity.
A nightmare. Yeah, I can't imagine.
Feminine hygiene products, paper towels, toilet paper, portable chargers, pet food and water. I mean, great, obviously, for the community, and nobody but the Bolt fam, I feel, will have a greater turnout than us.
And we'll come together over this.
We got to hopefully be there for each other and be ready for these playoffs, man. I mean, these players now really have something to fight for this community and for this town, and in the shadow of all of this that's happening. But in other news, they announced the AFC Defensive Player of the Month, the entirety of the month.
Yep.
What a month to go out on. Mr. Derwin James, safety for the Chargers. Congratulations, sir. 28 tackles, 7 tackles for loss, 3 sacks, and 2 pass deflections.
He's peaking.
He is peaking at just the right moment.
He's the perfect peakage. And
like a fine wine.
Yeah. He's ready to be uncorked and shot off into the playoffs.
Sipping the cork. Yes, that's a good one, Jeeves. Yes, thank you.
We just have that nice saber just to
the saber,
send him flying into the playoffs.
Just awesome to see Derwin getting the praises there. And apparently was not the only one. I mean, he was AFC Defensive Player of the Month. The guy who was AFC Special Teams Player of the Week back-to-back
So half a month?
Yeah, basically. Cameron Dicker, the kicker. I mean, congrats, sir.
Peaking. Let's shoot him off with the saber too. Send him flying into the playoffs.
He's gonna kick that cork right off that champagne bottle.
Pew!
Yeah,
It's
right
good.
through the, and it's good. There. So again, these guys are peaking just the right time. I love that. And for those that are going to the game, obviously, if you go into the game, you're going to want to go to a tailgate.
Yeah.
And they are going to have one, folks, in or at the Houston Texans. The Bolt Pride is putting one together. Chargers at Texans. So it's going to be a meet and greet Friday, January 10th, obviously. Social Beer Garden HTX. And there's going to be a party. We were going to see Tony Cortez from the Bolt Pride Austin, Amber Scanlon Ellis from Bolt Pride Austin, and Doc Lightning, Marty. He's going to be there too. It's going to be a lot of fun. Yes.
I'll be there as well.
Yes, folks. Kev Huggin Duggan is going to be there in attendance representing Charger Chat.
Solo mission. I'm coming.
That's right. He's got to represent, folks. Sadly, Kyle and I, we weren't able to make it happen, but we got to send our good boy, Kev Huggin Duggan, to represent us well.
I'm ready for the task at hand. I will be there. I will be arms wide open.
Choose to accept it.
If you want a hug, find me, give me a hug. And I'm going by myself, so I need some people to hang out with.
He's going to need some hugs, folks.
So if you're there, DM me on either one of our socials on Instagram or X, and let me know where you are. I'll probably come hang out because I'm by
give you
myself.
A hug. He's got a quota of hugs per day, folks, and he needs to meet that quota.
And I'm gonna bring a couple of these sweet babies with
me.
So
look at that.
If you see me,
ask
for one of these, and then I'll while supplies last.
Yes, I'm sure he doesn't have a ton, folks. He's only got so much room in his pockets, but first come, first serve.
Yeah,
on
baby.
Those hugs for patches. So
playoffs.
And there's also an after game party as well if you're interested in that at the Velvet Oak Tavern.
I'll be there for all of it.
Yes, you will.
Going for all of it.
Damn right you will. All right. Well, as per usual, NFL Films putting out their predictions for the upcoming game as they have all season long. Adam Rank didn't suck butt on this one.
I don't know how I feel about it.
Well, I mean, there's only one butt suckage, and that's GPG. Predicting the Texans winning by 1 point, 21-20.
That's just a contrarian energy. You know what I mean? That's just like, being argumentative to be argumentative.
Yeah. But everybody else, Bolt's winning. I think the most is 7. Looks like.
It's probably going to be kind of close. It's playoff football. It's not like blowouts don't usually happen in the playoffs. So hopefully it is. So it's not very stressful, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, it's the worst of the top 4 seeds against the best of the bottom 3.
And it's just like I love the amount of confidence everyone has about this game right now. I want to be careful because I had this exact same confidence the Jacksonville year, and we were like, we got this. This is going to work. This is perfect. And just like a healthy optimism with control. And I know that's not the Charger Chat way, but just do it until the kickoff at least. You know what I mean? And then you can go absolutely apeshit and do whatever you want. Or do whatever you want in general. I don't care.
Yeah, please do whatever you want.
Be you.
I think the big difference, and I understand the mentality. I too will be guarding my emotions,
girding the loins,
girding my loins. But the one thing that we always have to remember is that this is a completely differently coached, led team. This team is peaking at just the right moment, and we are seeing players now doing amazing things that haven't necessarily all season. And I get it. Just have fun with it, folks, and just know that we are in much better hands than we have been in years past. And that includes on the injury side. The injury report came out, and it looked pretty solid for the most part. And really, we've only got one player that is absolutely out, and that's Josh Palmer, wide receiver, still dealing with the heel injury on his foot. But they announced that they activated Simi Fehoko coming back. They announced they activated Eli Apple.
Yep.
So the 2 IRs, they're there.
Yeah.
They're done. So
it's crazy. And Gus Edwards had a full practice Thursday. Right. And, we got Ezekiel Elliott. Like, it was so funny. Somebody posted something where basically we have because Zeke and Joey Bosa were on the same team.
Right. Ohio State.
Like the amount of Ohio State and Michigan players on this team right now is pretty
wasn't
crazy.
J.K. Dobbins Ohio State as well?
Yeah, he sure as hell was. So it's just cool. I love it. I'm excited.
Yeah, it's looking really good, the injury report. There's a lot of questionables. Eli Apple, he's been open, but he got full practices, and I ain't worried about that. J.K. Dobbins was limited with his ankle injury, technically questionable. Gus Edwards is ready to go. Simi Fehoko ready to go, even though he's listed as questionable. He's got 2 full practices in.
Dude, it's so weird. They activate people, and they're playing. It's this new thing. There's no like previous years where you activate them and then they're limping around practice for 3 weeks. Like,
right.
You activate, you're in.
Yeah. If we're pushing the button, you better be ready.
Get your ass ready. Yeah.
That's right. The only other one, Jasir Taylor's listed as doubtful, dealing with his rib injury. But I mean, guys that we're definitely wanting to see back, Denzel Perryman, baby, come on, getting 2 full practices in, technically listed as questionable, but hey, ready to go. And Rashawn Slater, full practices, ready to go. So everything's just, it's coming together, folks. Yeah. It's coming together at just the right time. A couple quotes to look at. Justin Herbert on what he thought this team could be said, early on in OTAs, you get everyone together and you kind of establish that goal of what you want to set the team out to be. Everyone has been on the same page, and I think that locker room is a special group of guys, the way they care for each other, play for the staff. It didn't take long to see this would be a special unit.
It is a special unit.
That unit.
So special.
So special.
No, it's true. It's exciting. And
it is.
Yeah.
And I think in years past, you'd be like, oh, this is Justin trying to be nice. But
just talking.
The proof is in the pudding right now. This is clearly a special unit. Rashawn Slater on the goal from the beginning of the season said it was clear from the start, from the very beginning, we've been very definitive with our goals and expectations. When you have that, you're kind of setting the course for yourself. As long as you stick to it, you have a really good opportunity. That's exactly what we did from the beginning. Had a good game plan. If you don't have a good roadmap, if you don't have a good game plan, and you're just kind of out there going through the motions, I think we've seen what that result ends up being, and it ain't great.
No.
So having a good game plan, having a good goal, and being led by competent staff, it's fantastic. Which, speaking of competent staff, we all saw Tommy T got fired today from the Raiders.
One and done.
Whoa.
Yeah, dude, they're hard resetting. And not to go into like a Raiders podcast, but like to keep either one of them when you're now competing against 3 teams that just made the playoffs with the coaching acumen that is those 3.
Yeah,
it's pretty ridiculous. Like, you got to step up. It's not the Antonio Pierce time. So I kind of wish Tommy T would have been there. Just we
wish they
kept
both would
those
have
jokes
stuck around
happening, but it's what it is.
It is. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what they're gonna do to come up with somebody that can compete in this division.
It sounds like Tom Brady has a lot more impact on that team than you would think for being such a minority owner. He reached out to his former coach, Mr. Belichick, and said, like, what would it take to get you to come to the Raiders and like, just bail on your college thing? Yeah, I saw it today.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see. They're desperate. They're in like desperate floundering mode. So I love it.
Getting back to the quotes here, Derwin James on his feeling going into the season, this season, he said, we were pissed. We had 5 wins. Our season was ending, but we ultimately knew where we needed to be. I remember talking to Justin about it. We just wanted to work and do everything we could to change that. The job is not finished now, but this is definitely a better feeling.
And I'm sure you feel, you go in there with like, we got this, the confidence, but there's another side of you that like now has something to compare it to. And the fact that he feels differently about it, it's all I need to hear to have extra confidence in Saturday.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, these are team captains that, a defensive captain coming to an offensive captain, guys that aren't necessarily in the same, I don't want to say division, but like, section of work. It's like, well, you work in HR and you work on the floor. Well, let's come together. Let's talk about this. And I think that's just, I don't know. That's kind of cool to me that like, there's no divisiveness between sides of the ball. It's like, we're all teammates in this. We're all on the same team. Let's come together and let's talk about this. Let's figure this out. So I think that's cool. Harbaugh, Mack, and Bosa on the 2 players giving up money to play this season. I don't know if I can think of anything that meant more, said Jim Harbaugh. I felt that at the time, Khalil and Joey both wanted to come back and did come back. I was pretty sure it was huge then. Looking back, I'd say it meant more. more than 9 months later, their division has come to fruition. I've been a Charger my whole life and didn't really want that to change, Bosa said. Khalil and I were enjoying the years together and didn't want that to end on a bad note. It all played in my head, said Khalil Mack. I heard Coach Harbaugh was getting hired, Coach Minter was coming, and all the guys he was hiring, even quarterbacks coach Shane Day getting hired. That's Justin's guy. Everything all meshed together at the right time. I don't want to say I'm a GM or a scout, but it all mixed in pretty well.
Stir the pot.
Cooking.
Crock
Just kind of
pot
add
that
the
shit.
right ingredients.
Yeah.
Tastes so good. I honestly, like, I know, like, we talk about, like, players want to get paid. They're not going to take a cut, to play for, a team, but obviously they will.
Yeah.
You've got people like Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack that are like, I want to stay with this team. I want to play with this team. I want to win with this team. You're getting Jim Harbaugh. You're getting Jesse Minter.
Yeah.
You're getting all these guys that you want to bring with you. You're getting Shane Day back. He's like, that was the tipping point. Like, Jim
shit,
Harbaugh,
dude.
Jesse Minter. I don't know. Oh, you're getting Shane Day? Oh, yeah. Give me
It's like Avengers assemble and the doors open up and Shane Day's standing
Shane Day
there.
comes in.
It's like, you bitches ready?
It's time to fuck shit up. I love that.
that's the
Shout out
poster.
Shane Day, man.
Shane
From
Day,
Khalil
let's-
Mack. That's
let's
awesome,
go.
too.
Time to f shit up.
Wait. My name's Shane Day, and I came to play.
Oh, shit.
Well, folks, just as a friendly reminder, and we got to shout this out, too. And it's sad that Kyle's not here to celebrate with us, but hey, man, we hit 5,000 subscribers on YouTube.
Pull it down, pull it down,
Pull it freaking down. Everybody that has subscribed, thank you guys so much. Really, I mean, it's the only way we know that we're doing something like
Yeah, we're
kind of
kind of in
right.
an echo chamber. We don't know what's happening.
Right. So everybody that leaves a comment, everybody that leaves a thumbs up, everybody that leaves a subscribe, thank you guys so much. If you're watching this and you don't subscribe, just consider it. I mean, it really helps us out more than you really know. Getting that subscribe count up on YouTube, it means a lot to us.
Yeah.
It lets us know that we're doing the right thing. And all of you that already have done that, thank you guys so much.
Thank you so much.
And we also want to give a thanks to our sponsor this week, Underdog Fantasy. It's the best place to cash in on all your takes this football season. Which players are going off, which ones are ice cold. Make your entries in just a few taps and turn your sports opinions into real money. Like Red Zone Rush, a game you won't find anywhere else. Just pick whether or not a player will score a touchdown by swiping right for yes, left for no. It's as simple as that. Plus, your entry will be automatically boosted, and you'll get a 51% profit boost when you play. You can win up to 1,000 times your money just by choosing higher or lower on player stats like passing yards, interceptions, touchdowns, and much more. Underdog is the best place to play champion, so sign up and deposit now using code CCHAT to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. And if there was ever a weekend to go crazy,
We need to have Kyle, because Kyle runs our account. We need Kyle to
that's true.
find
I
a
forgot
place to
about that.
plug his phone in. I think that's step one. Step one is finding some power. Step two,
Step one, find
some
some
juice.
electricity. Step two,
yeah. So
we can do.
yeah, the playoff underdog fantasy. Go for it. Let's do
Please,
this.
folks, CCHAT is the code. Get up to $1,000 in bonus cash. So just download the app, use the code, get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. I don't know what else to tell you. If you don't want $1,000 bonus cash, I don't know what to tell you. But if you want $1,000 bonus cash, code CCHAT.
I know what to tell you.
Yeah, I'm your guy. Underdog Fantasy. Must be 18 or over 19 in Alabama and Nebraska, over 19 in Colorado for some games, over 21 in Massachusetts and Arizona, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Void in Colorado. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. Arizona, 1-800-NEXT-STEP. That's 1-800-639-8783 or text NEXT STEP to 53342. In New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-8778-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY to 467-369. And after you're done making some sweet picks, you can head on over to our Patreon, patreon.com/ChargerChat. Check out all the fun, silly videos we got over there. We got one posting today, folks. If you want to
fun.
know what the streams are like
Yeah.
for future Charger Chat Patreon streams, go on over right now. Check it out. Patreon.com/ChargerChat to see all the fun, silly times we have just during our streams. It's a great time. And if you don't want to go over there, it's A-okay. You can just head on over to our regular website, chargerchat.com. Check out all the cool stuff we got over there, t-shirts, hoodies, and stickers. You can chat it up with other Charger Chatteteers in the members section and ask questions and ask bold fams. Go check out chargerchat.com. All right, folks, he's back with a vengeance. It's playoffs, baby. And that means it's time for another Craig experience.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Come on in, man. Kick your feet up.
Oh.
Craig experience.
Hello there.
Make yourself at home. Got some stuff to talk about, right? Moving on.
Bo fam. What up, man? Right off the bat, your boy's gonna need you to grant me a little bit of grace. If you hear a bunch of machinery going on around me, lots of background noise, I am not in construction, I promise you. Definitely not a blue collar guy. I just live in a new development area, so lots of houses and other buildings going up surrounding me. So that's what that is. But aside from that, just wanted to chat with you about a couple things because number one, this is the Charger Chat, but just in general, if anyone ever tells you coaching isn't that big a deal, politely give them like a brief history lesson about how the 2023 Chargers season concluded and where they find themselves just 12 months later. And then politely retrieve your mobile device from wherever you carry it on your person, pull up a picture of this gem of a man's mug, no pun intended, that's GEM, and then shove it right in their Raider-loving face, because something that doofy could have only been espoused by a fan of the cell block slap. Anyway. Oh, my bad. Those intrusive, petty thoughts, they won again. Happens from time to time. Anywho, CC gang, the biggest of salutes to the rest of the Bo fam. What is going on? It's your guy Craig in Texas, coming to you from Texas, with this newest edition, playoff edition of the Craig Experience. Let's get into it. Look alive, folks. The number one scoring defense in the NFL rides into NRG Stadium on the back of a 3-game winning streak, also with an offense in tow that's been averaging over 35 points a game across those 3 dubs. And I just want to give a couple call outs to last week before we move any further, because I'd be remiss if I didn't mention these guys. First and foremost, holy QJ. 13 catches on 14 targets for 186 yards. And the one incompletion wasn't even his fault. It was a bad ball on Herbert. Dude channeled his inner Jerry Rice. Not sure where he pulled that from, but bravo to you, sir, because he's taken a whole lot of criticism. And for the most part, if you're fair and balanced, you have critiqued him where it's necessary, and you are giving him his praise where you should as well. Today is definitely one of those days. This entire week should have been like QJ week, because if you can get some more of that, along with Ladd McConkey, offense is definitely making some huge leaps and bounds in the right direction. And speaking of Ladd McConkey, it almost goes understated that he had 5 catches for 95 yards, but QJ blew up so much that you hardly had any idea of what Ladd actually did. It was super nondescript, almost 100-yard day. But that's just how impressive QJ was on last week. And also, our Pro Bowler, forget what the NFL says, Deion the Ranger Henley got his first INT. And to be honest with you, it was way overdue. He's been in position to make some of those plays here earlier in the season and just maybe missed it here or there, got his hands on the ball and wasn't able to reel it in. But it's only appropriate that he finishes out the season finale by getting his first pick in the NFL. So big salute to him. And like I said before, just clearly one of the best players in the NFL at his position, regardless as to whether they want to give him the props in the league or not. I think in the future you'll see it. Some, real NFL analysts that actually watch the game and break these things down, they give him his props, but he's not as nationally recognized as he should be. But anyway, we're for sure going to give him to him because we love him and we respect everything that he does. And this is just another reason why, y'all know, like the power slap contest, I would love to enter that and have my opponent be Brandon Staley, because how you kept this man off the field for an entire year is beyond me, but I digress. all kind of jazzed up about this weekend's matchup. And I mean, how could you not be excited? But there are a couple things that I think play into the Chargers' hands if they want to be able to make a deep playoff run, and it's lining up for them very, very well. Specifically, let's start with like the defensive resilience through various injuries. I mean, you've had Asante Samuel Jr., who, I mean, we still don't know what the hell is going on there, but okay. You had Joey Bosa, Khalil Mack, Denzel Perriman, Christian Fulton, Cam Hart, and pretty much every safety not named Derwin James. And they were still able to maneuver themselves quite admirably. There was some inconsistencies here and there throughout the year because guys had to be shuffled around. But overall, again, you're still talking about the number one scoring defense in the league through all of that adversity. And the on-job player development from fifth-round rookies Tarheeb Still and head-busted Cam Hart. Man, listen, Cam is a maniac on the boundary. Consider this. You got a corner that's 6'2", north of 200 pounds that enjoys contact. Far cry from what we've experienced here in the past at cornerback. But not only is he really good in coverage, he's a big press man guy. I wish the Chargers used him more in that fashion and probably will moving forward, but they do play a lot of zone. There's still ways around that. Cam throws his body into everything, whether it's in the run game or if you're a wide receiver and you catch the ball blind and you don't have your head on a swivel, he's going to come downhill with bad intentions. So I love that about him. And I want to give a shout out to defensive backs coach Steve Klinkscale. We're going to have a conversation in the offseason here. I hope we don't have to, but if a certain defensive coordinator, whose name I won't say, like I told you guys, I'm not superstitious, but I'm sort of stitious. So again, not saying his name, but if he happens to depart, Steve is probably my preferred replacement for him. But that's a conversation, hopefully not for later on, but in the event it pops up, just gave you a little bit of a preview there. And moving on from that portion, the steady growth of the offense. This team managed to go 500 in the absence of J.K. Dobbins. When he went on IR he got hurt during the Baltimore game, but had to miss those next 4 games. Chargers held it together the best they could. But what that did do was led Greg Roman to rely on Justin Herbert a bit more. And it's kind of paying dividends now. I mean, via the rapport he built with or continued to build with guys like Ladd McConkey, Will freaking Disley, and down the stretch, Stone Smart, and then the TCU boys, QJ and Darius Davis. Hell, I mean, DJ Chark even emerged from the back of a milk carton to put up points last week. And that was in the absence of Josh Palmer, who doesn't seem to be playing this week. He's dealing with a heel injury. So, not the best situation to have as far as the wide receiving core goes, but with the contributions these other guys have made, you should be able to cover some of those gaps. Roman's even been showing a few tendency breakers in the short yardage situations. I would rather that he be a little bit more of a tendency breaker because he's still stuck in his head about running the ball in certain situations and down in distances, and he's not as creative as I would like, but this isn't where I'm trying to be super critical of him. I'm seeing the growth, so I want to give him a hats off for that. And then on top of that, more of the playbook is being opened up as well. They're, as I mentioned, guys who were previously underutilized, and they're now showing up, which is a headache for defensive coordinators to game plan for. So right now, the offense is starting to surge at the ideal time. Imagine this. You've been watching tape on a team all season long, and they've given you certain looks from certain players, and you've seen them do it time after time after time after time. And then you show up in the playoffs against them, and you think you see a certain alignment and formation and where the ball is going to go, and they throw a little bit of a wrinkle at you, or they use a different player in a different position in that play, and that player offers a different skill set that you maybe weren't ready for, or they just throw some stuff at you that they haven't put on tape all season long, and they're able to do it in in multiple ways. My favorite thing is pulling plays out of the same set, just multiple different plays, changing personnel so everything really looks the same. Roman's done some of that here recently, and I want to see that continue to develop there in the playoffs. I think it'll do really well for them in helping them continue to put points up on the board, because these matchups are going to become more and more difficult into the playoffs. But either way, love to see it. Now, as far as what I'd like to see on Saturday, I want the running game to get going early. Like, the Texans have a really elite edge rush tandem in Will Anderson and Danielle Hunter. So wear those guys down, run at them, put Joe Alton, Rashawn Slater, on a downhill track and make those dudes take on contact time after time after time after time. Just get JK rolling. Not sure what's going on with Gus. There's another name I'll mention here in a bit that just showed up. It was on the practice squad that I wouldn't be surprised if elevated. I guess it kind of depends on what happens with Gus or Kamani Vidal. However you want to blend that, just get the running game going early and often. On the defensive side, you got to contain Joe Mixon. I feel like he's going to be the wild card. So for me, this feels like it's going to have to be a big Deion Henley game. Mixon can do a little bit of everything. So Deion's going to have to be really sticky at the second level, coming downhill, making contact and getting Mixon on the ground. He's super shifty. He doesn't have the best top end speed, but he is explosive and can get into the open field, and there's a problem there. And he also runs really hard. So you're going to have to be physical with him to get him on the ground. Arm tackles won't work. And when the Texans use him in a passing game, we know how well of a defender in open space Deion is against the pass. So he might be matched up with him quite a few times, and we're going to need the best of you, Deion. Again, that's our Pro Bowler, and I'm sure you're going to shine on Saturday. I would also attack the interior of the Texans offensive line. They struggle with interior games and stunts. Does that sound familiar to anyone? But yeah, so definitely give them a headache up the middle of the defense. And make their QB move off of his spot. No QB likes pressure in their face up the middle. I was about to call him DJ. CJ Stroud is no different. And then again, on offense, you got to stay ahead of the sticks. And I mean, that's going to be paramount in protecting Herbert against that pass rush. Like I said, I think what helps there is establishing a solid run game, but I don't want them to just do the old Greg Roman thing where they're pounding their head into the wall, trying to make something work that doesn't. If you have to get the short passing game, the quick game utilized to Ladd, QJ also, even though I saw QJ on the injury report for like an illness, I hope he's okay, because they're going to need that in order to get creative if the run game style is stymied at any point early on. So then there's, again, I alluded to this before. If Gus can't go, bring up Zeke, man. Ezekiel Elliott. I'm about to call him Edwards. Why can't I remember anybody's name today? But you got like the whole Ohio State crew. I mean, it's weird, right? You know, Jim's arch rivals as a Michigan guy. He's now got Joey Bosa and Ezekiel Elliott, who I think were roommates when they were at Ohio State, ironically enough. And then J.K. Dobbins. Just get the crew back together. But if Gus can't go, let Zeke do some of your dirty work. I mean, he's still a viable short yardage and goal line back. And he's still capable of picking up the blitz, especially with anything spilling between the A and B gaps, which we know the interior of the Chargers offensive line struggles with. So yeah, Zeke may not be what he once was, but he can offer you enough juice there in spots to be able to help you manage and get through, especially on those tougher downs. So if the Chargers find themselves in, third, 6, 7 plus, and Herbert's gonna have to take 5 or 7 step drop, I feel a lot better with Zeke back there if you don't have JK in, other than Kamani Vidal. Even though Vidal was a better pass protector in college, he's still learning, younger cat. And what's my guy's name? Former Michigan back, Jim's guy, Hassan Haskins. Again, sorry. Haskins has played a lot better, but if you ask me, I would still much rather Zeke be in, particularly not even just on pass blocking PBU pickup, but on those short yardage downs. Haskins a bigger back, but he's not as good a short yardage back as you think he would be. Zeke has still got like that lower center of gravity and I think better leg drive right now than Haskins does, even in Zeke's advanced age as a football player, to get those short yardage plays. So you saw it last week. The Chargers were in the red zone and, couldn't punch it in from the one. And I'm sure that had something to do with that Zeke signing. And again, also his ability to protect, specifically up the middle. It's going to be a live one in Houston, folks. Looking forward to Saturday. And just like the Jackson 5, I'll be there. And I definitely got to link up with my fellas. Dub D, we've not met in person yet, so it's going to be amazing to finally see you, dude. I don't know why it's taken this many years. It is what it is. Kevin Kyle's going to be great to see you fellas again. And I really hope to see a decent contingent of powder blue in NRG to help our squad on to the divisional round and hopefully a matchup against the Chiefs, because short of winning a ring, nothing would make me happier than to send Taylor's Angels, Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce and company to an offseason of misery and regret with this man's face haunting their dreams. So anyway, see you Saturday. Okay? Love you. Bye.
Well, there you go, folks. Another awesome playoff ready Craig experience. Craig, thank you so much for coming back to us. I wish I could be there, Craig. It hurts my heart to know that we have not crossed paths in real life, but Kev Huggen-Duggan, he gives the best of hugs.
If he makes you feel any better, I texted him like, I'm coming. He's like, where are the rest of the guys coming? I'm like, it's just me. He's like, oh. So if it makes you feel any better. No, he's excited to see me, but there was definitely a So yeah, the feeling's mutual. I wish
I could be there, Craig, and I'm sure Kyle does too.
Should I bring some of those like flat Stanleys of you and Kyle? I need to whip one out really quick.
Maybe
just just whip you guys out
on your plane ride. Bring a box of crayons and some construction paper and just give like some artist rendition of
my version of a crayon version of you and Kyle.
100%. Are you kidding me? I would frame that.
You wouldn't know who it is. It's impossible. Are you kidding me? I'm so terrible at the drawing. But
I kind of want to see this now.
Right. But one thing he did say that I really like. Yeah. I think most problems should be solved with slap fighting. I think this is like something you bring up. This is a good point that I hadn't really considered. I think we should implement this more in day-to-day life.
Power slap contest.
Yeah. Especially, can you imagine Staley like every Charger fan lining up and just giving him one good one?
Right. You can't leave Brandon until you win one.
Yeah.
And so everybody's just wailing.
We'll let Craig go first, and then we won't.
Yeah, Craig sets the tone.
Knock his ass out.
He won't leave.
No,
he's stuck. But all great points as usual, Craig. And I hope everything that you want for this team happens, because that would just be
good for all of us.
Good for everybody.
Yeah.
The greater good.
Yeah.
But there you go, folks. Craig, thank you so much, buddy. Have a blast at the game. High five every Charger fan. Find Kev Huggen-Duggan. Find the Brisket Bros. Have the Brisket Bros and Craig's ever crossed path?
I'm not sure.
That's an Avengers Assemble moment as well.
Cross-pollination. Yeah, we got to
Brisket Bros. We need to hook you up with Craig as well, please. Please and thank you. All right. That's essentially going to do it for this episode, folks, of Charger Chat. But before we go, as always, we need to make some bold predictions. And this week is no exception. And it's very important that we have Kyle, the Coach Duggan, give his
bold prediction
as well. So let's kick it off. Yeah. Kyle, set the tone, please.
Come on.
What's up, boys? It's the playoffs. Bummed I couldn't be on the episode. Power's out at the house. But just so I don't know, like I think the wild card weekend of the playoffs is the most hope that you can have. Like week one, you have some hope and it's exciting, but you still got to get to the playoffs to even have a shot. Now that we're in, my mind is just, I can't stop thinking about like, well, what if we get a big dub this week and then we go to Kansas City and they can't beat us 3 times in 1 week and then we're in the AFC Championship game. And then but yeah, week one of the playoffs is so sick. And Kev, can't believe you're going to the game. I'm so jealous. Have the best time. Everyone go see Kev. I'm sure me and Adam aren't there to slow him down, so he'll probably be at the tailgate midnight. And he'll be sitting in a chair waiting for the parking lot to open. But my bold prediction is, I'm like scared to say it because I'm confident and I don't want to be confident. But I'm going to say the final score is 27-10 Chargers. I think our defense is just too tough. I think in every aspect, we're the number one scoring defense in the NFL. They're down so many weapons. I think it's going to be really tough for them to be able to move the ball consistently. So I'm going to say 27-10 Chargers. I'm going to say Herbo has a 350-yard game. I think it's the silence all the haters, come out and show up, have a huge game, 350 and 2 touchdowns. Man, I can't wait. If any of our bold predictions come true, even close, I know that we're going to be in great shape. So bolt up, boys. Hey, no elevators. Let's go, Chargers.
Way to set the tone, buddy.
Way to go, coach.
Way to go. Yeah, we're not going to be dead weight for you, Kev. You can just go willy-nilly in Houston.
It is pretty funny. Every time we try to go to a tailgate, I'm like waiting out on the curb. Like, I wonder when these guys are going to be ready to go. I want to get there now. Can we go 30 minutes early? So we'll see.
Actually, can we go an hour early?
Yeah,
Actually, can we go now? Like,
yeah,
is that okay?
It's 10 p.m., but maybe.
But I want to get an early jump.
I want to get there early.
All right. Great prediction there, Kyle. That would, dude, 27-10 would be insane.
Yeah.
That would be insane. I don't know if I can go that crazy. I would probably say, I'd probably stick with the 27 and go 27-16. Give up just a little bit more, not more than 20. As we know, if we give up 20 or less, it's an instant dub. So I'm going to say 27-16. And I'm going to say, I don't think he's back-to-back weeks, Deion Henley interceptions. Is that crazy?
No, that's not crazy.
Is
That's
that crazy?
Great. I love it. Say it again.
Henley,
Say it again.
Back-to-back weeks, interceptions, Deion Henley.
No, it sounds great. The second time
First
you said
one
it
last
too.
week, second one, first game of the playoff. Okay.
You said it twice. He's going to intercept it twice. It's perfect.
Is this like Beetlejuice? I got to say it 3 more times.
If you want 3 interceptions.
Deion Henley interception, Deion Henley interception, Deion Henley interception. There we go.
There you go. Beetlejuice.
What are you doing here?
Yeah.
All right. Kev, take us home.
I feel like I want to team up with one of you guys and see if the power of the same prediction really activates.
We've not done this before.
This doesn't ever happen. We always are contrarian to each other.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm going to go with 27-10 Chargers. I'm going to go with Coach on this one just to try and will this bitch into existence.
Okay.
And I think DJ Chark gets another touchdown.
Really?
Yeah. He gets one more because he's going to be playing for Palmer. He's going to be in there. I think DJ Chark, and they're going to be showing a lot of attention to our other 2 guys. It's going to be a lot. So I think Chark gets another touchdown.
So do you think Chark will be activated over Simi? Or do you think they're both going to be active?
Oh, I think they'll both be out there. It's their 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm here for it, dude.
It's freaking on.
All right. There you go, folks. Bolt predictions in the books. All we have to do now is wait.
And go to bed and wake up at 4 a.m. and go to the airport.
And I'm the lucky one that gets to take Kevin to the airport.
My family can't take me at 4 a.m. Will you take me to the airport?
That's what friends are for.
I love you. You're the best.
That's right, buddy. All right. That's going to do it for this episode of Charger Chat, folks. Don't forget, mark your calendar. Don't forget to bolt up because we're ready for any squad, any place.
If you're going, hit me up. K, love you, bye.
K, love you, bye.